of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC 003 Business Environment. Presenting Block 1 Introduction to Business Environment, Unit-1 Introduction to Business and Environment, Part-2. Learners, in Part 1, we learnt about Introduction, Business and Environment, Basic Propositions. In Part 2, we will learn about types of business environment, importance of business environment, environmental analysis. Let's listen to Part 2.
Types of business environment. There are certain factors or forces, internal and external to the organization, influencing it in both positive and negative ways. First, internal environment. This includes those factors or forces that exist within an organization, influencing the performance of an organization. These factors are controllable in nature, and organizations can attempt to change or modify these factors. Organizations' resources like men, materials, money, and machine are part of the internal environment. The different internal factors are given below. First, values system. The values are defined as ethical beliefs that guide the organization in attaining its mission and objectives. These are formulated by top-level managers such as the board of directors. The extent to which these value systems are shared by all in the organization is a significant factor leading to its success. Second, mission and objectives. Mission reflects the overall purpose or reason for organization's existence. A mission guides and affects the decisions and economic activities of the organization. Accordingly, an organization can change or modify its mission and objectives. Third, organization structure. The organizational structure is the hierarchical relationships explaining roles, responsibilities, and supervision. The structure of the board of directors, the professionalism of management, etc. are the part of the organization structure and are significant forces affecting business decisions. For effective management and working of a business organization and for prompt decision making, the structure of the organization should be conducive. Fourth, corporate culture. Shared values and beliefs in an organization determine its internal environment, also known as corporate culture. Organization having strict supervision and control reflects the lack of flexibility and unsatisfied employees. These sets of values assist the employees to understand what organization stands for, what it considers, and how it works. Cultural values of business thus determine the direction of activities. Fifth, human resources. Human quality of a firm is an important factor of internal environment. Skills, qualities, capabilities, attitude, competencies, and commitment of its employees, etc., contribute to the strengths and weaknesses of an organization. Organizations may find it difficult to carry out modernization and redesigning because of resistance by its employees. Sixth, physical resources and financial capabilities. Physical resources like machinery, plant, equipment facilities, and financial capabilities of a firm decides its competitive strength, which is the significant factor for examining its efficiency and unit cost of production. Moreover, research and development capabilities of a company decides its ability to innovate and thus increase the productivity of workers. Second, external environment. This includes those factors or forces that exist outside an organization influencing the performance of an organization. These external forces can be further classified into microenvironment and macroenvironment, which are defined. First, microenvironment. Those factors which have a direct impact on business. The different components under microenvironment are as follows. First, suppliers of inputs. The suppliers of inputs are a significant constituent of the external microenvironment of an organization. Suppliers give raw materials and resources to the firm. A firm should have more than one supplier for efficient input inflows. Second, customers. Customers are the buyers of the firm's products and services. Customers are an important part of the external microenvironment as a firm's survival and growth are dependent on sales of a product or service. Thus, it is essential to keep the customers satisfied. Third, marketing intermediaries. Intermediaries play an essential role in selling and distributing products to the final customers. Marketing intermediaries are an important link between a business firm and its ultimate customers. Retailers and wholesalers buy in bulk and sell business products and services to the ultimate consumer. Fourth, competitors. Competitors are the rivalry in business influencing the business strategies of the organization. For example, Zomato and Swiggy are major competitors in food delivery business and the strategies impact each other. Fifth, public. Public or groups such as media groups, women's associations, environmentalists, consumer protection groups are significant factors in the external microenvironment. The public can be defined as any group affecting a company's ability to achieve its objectives. Recently, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, India protested against Amul, the dairy company, suggested them to produce vegan milk. Second, macro-environment. These are the factors or conditions which are general to all businesses and are uncontrollable. Because of the uncontrollable nature of macro forces, a firm needs to adjust or adapt itself to these external forces. These factors are: first, economic environment. Economic environment refers to all those forces and factors which have an economic impact on businesses. It consists of the role of the private and public sector, monetary and fiscal policy, role of saving and investment, economic reforms, agriculture, industrial production, infrastructure, planning, basic economic philosophy, stages of economic development, trade cycles, national income, per capita income, money supply, international debt, etc. For example, an increase in gross domestic product, that is GDP, will increase disposable income and thus further rise in demand for products. Second, politico-legal environment. Political-legal environment constitutes all the factors related to the activities of legislature, executive, and judiciary which play a leading role in shaping, directing, developing, and controlling business activities. For example, rules and regulations framed by the government like licensing policy, Skill India movement, Digital India, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, polythene ban, etc. affect the business. Higher business growth can be achieved in a stable and dynamic political-legal environment. Third, technological environment. Technology is defined as the systematic application of scientific or other organized knowledge to particular tasks. The technology incorporates both machines and ways of thinking. These organized knowledge and innovation provide new methods of producing goods and services and latest ways of operating business. Recent technological changes such as the online sale of grocery items, online booking of air tickets, online payments, etc. have changed the business strategies. As technology is changing fast, organizations should keep a close look at these technological fluctuations for their adaptation in their business activities. Fourth, global or international environment. The global environment includes all environmental factors having a global impact, which is also important for shaping business activity. In the era of globalization, the whole world is a market. Business analyzes the international environment to cope up with the changes. Principles and agreements of the World Trade Organization, other international treaties and protocols such as crude oil prices are examples of the global environment. Fifth, socio-cultural environment. The socio-cultural environment reflects customs and values which influence business practices. People's attitude towards work and wealth, lifestyle, ethical issues, religion, the role of family, marriage, education, and also social responsiveness of business impacts the business. For example, foreign brands like McDonald's were sensitive to Indian culture and avoided selling beef burgers in India. Sixth, demographic environment. Demographic environment includes the composition and characteristics of the population. For example, population size and growth, the life expectancy of the people, rural-urban distribution of population, the technological skills and educational levels of the labor force are part of the demographic environment. These factors also impact the organization's functioning. For example, many MNCs are targeting Indian youth because of the country's demographic dividend. Seventh, natural environment. Natural environment includes geographical and ecological resources like minerals and oil reserves, weather and climatic conditions, water and forest resources, and port facilities. These are very important for many business activities. For example, in places where climate conditions such as temperatures are high, demand for coolers and air conditioners will also be high. Similarly, demand for clothes and building materials is also conditioned upon weather and climatic conditions. Natural calamities such as floods, droughts, earthquakes, etc. greatly affect business activities. Importance of business environment. Business environment plays an important role in the functioning of organizations in the following ways. First, enable the organization to identify the business opportunities and achieving first mover advantage. Many opportunities are provided by the business environment to the organization. Scanning the business environment will help the organization to attain the first mover advantage. Second, help the firms to identify the threats and early warning signals. The business enterprises that can scan the business environment and obtain qualitative information on time will be able to get a warning signal to deal with negative policies and constraints of the business environment. Third, help in tapping and assembling resources. Resources such as raw material, capital, money, labor, etc. are the necessary inputs to the business organization. All these inputs are obtained through the environment to the firms for carrying out their activities and also expect something in return. Fourth, help in adjusting and adapting to rapid changes. Business environment scanning assists the firms to scan and understand the rapid changes in the environment, and these changes are having important implications on business strategies. Fifth, assist in planning and policy making. The major strategic plans and policies in the organization are formulated based on the business environment because the policies and strategies have to be implemented in the presence of these environmental factors. Sixth, help in performance improvement. Continuous scanning of business environments can improve the performance of organizations. By incorporating changes in the internal environment matching to external environment, business organizations can prosper and enhance their market share. Environmental analysis. We all know that all organizations perform within a framework of specific factors of business environment. These can be internal as well external. A proper environmental analysis of the business environment is very important. There are different steps involved in the environmental analysis of a business. These are: first, scanning the internal or external factors. Second, grouping of the scanned factors. Third, observation of internal factors. Fourth, monitoring external factors. Fifth, defining the variables for the analysis. Sixth, identifying specific techniques for analysis. Seventh, forecasting. Eighth, strategy formulation. Ninth, evaluation. In this section, we will discuss SWOT analysis to familiarize ourselves with environmental analysis. SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is the business analysis process of examining both the internal and external environment of an organization. Here, S represents strengths and W represents weaknesses. Both these terms are internal constituents of an organization, while O represents available opportunities in the market and T represents the possible threats in the market. Both of these are the external constituents of the organization. First, strengths. It reflects the core competencies or capabilities of an organization for which it can achieve strategic advantages over its competitors. Even if the organization does not gain any advantages over its competitors, it indicates an organization's capacities in which the organization is having affirmative aspects. For example, mobile payment platforms, PhonePe has the strength of easy user interface. Second, weaknesses. Weaknesses means those factors which prevent successful results within the organizations. These are exact opposites of strengths. Strengths indicate competitive advantages, while weaknesses indicate the competitive disadvantages of an organization. Third, opportunities. These are favorable circumstances present in the external environment, which should be grappled by the organization to enhance its strengths to gain competitive advantage. An organization strategist must be aware of the upcoming opportunity in the market so that it could grab them on time and could raise revenues and profits. Fourth, threats. The term threat reflects exposing vulnerability to something which leads to adverse impact. In an external environment, if sudden or even gradual changes occur which are not in the favor of the organization, then these represent threats to the organization. The SWOT analysis is a tool to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of an organization. Every organization should do SWOT analysis very effectively to explore both internal and external factors of an organization, and accordingly, business strategy should be formulated. Basics of macroeconomics. Since business is an economic activity, a business firm, an economic unit, and business decision making, an economic process, it is the economic environment of business which is the primary consideration in evaluating the business policies, business strategies, and business tactics of a corporate entity in any national economy. Economic transactions are the lifeline of the business, and in the preceding sections, we learned how the business environment is influenced by the economic policies and economic structure prevailing in the country. So, students of business environment must have some understanding of the working of an economy. What are different sectors of the economy? How they interact with one another? How monetary and fiscal policies influence the economy, and so on. In the following sections, we shall study about the basics of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is primarily the study of the behavior and performance of the economy as a whole. The macroeconomic theories make use of macroeconomic models to explain and establish the relationship among different macroeconomic variables. Income determination, price level determination, investment, employment, product and money market, equilibrium, exchange rate, the balance of payments, etc. are the main areas of macroeconomic theories. Macroeconomics also analyzes the working and effects of major government policies like monetary and fiscal policies on the economy. According to J.M. Culbertson, macroeconomic theory is the theory of income, employment, price, and money. According to Paul Samuelson, macroeconomics is the study of the behavior of the economy as a whole. It examines the overall level of a nation's output, employment, prices, and foreign trade. Interaction of business and macroeconomics. You must be wondering that we are students of management. Then why should we worry about economics and especially macroeconomics? What is the relationship between the two? On the contrary, the understanding of macroeconomics in particular is of immense importance for the students of management. Let us understand this interaction with the help of an example. Inflation is one of the prominent problems of macroeconomics. Inflation refers to the situation in which prices of goods and services rises continuously over a period of time. Inflation can affect both the consumer and producer depending upon the cause of inflation, whether it is demand pull or cost push. If it is demand pull or due to an increase in demand in relation to supply, then consumers are at a disadvantage.
You are listening to audiobook by School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code MMPC 003 Business Environment Unit-1 Part-2. Course Coordinator Professor Neeti Agrawal from School of Management Studies IGNOU. Voiceover by Santosh Bharati. Edited by Tarannum Jahan. Program assisted by Jagbandhu Jana. And program produced by Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.